Hi guys, it's Marieta and this is my first live, so I'm super excited. Actually, it's my first live here on YouTube. And so welcome whoever is watching me, and in today's live Q&A, I want to talk about how to rack your visa interview. So you can ask me your questions. You can also leave your comments below. So we have about 15 minutes to do this live Q&A, and then I'm going to continue at my Facebook page, ImmigrationBiz, so you can also check out me over there. So let's start. So I'm receiving so many comments, so many emails, how I can actually improve my chances to get the interview, to pass the interview and to get my visa. So first of all, there are different type of visas. So this video is going to be on the topic of just simple tourist visa B1/B2. Now, this is a visa type that usually tourists or people who are coming to the US temporary on a business trip usually apply for. So if you are familiar with this kind of visa, this is perfect video for you. So number one advice I give is to be on time. When you schedule an interview, you will pick a time and always be on time. This is important. Another thing is that, and I have a comment there. Hi Urban, I'm applying for B2, please tell me. Actually, I lost the comment. Can you repeat the comment, please? So when you go for a conference, because you mentioned that you are going for a conference, in your case, make sure that to bring a proof that you are planning to go on a conference. So make sure to have either receipt that you pay for this conference or any kind of proof showing that you are planning to attend this conference. You paid for the conference. If it's a free conference, make sure to have the ticket for the conference and make sure to have a hotel reservation. Where are you going to stay? Maybe you go and stay in Airbnb, make sure to have the reservation. Also, make sure to have a proof that you are returning. So what's the proof? It's the return ticket. So sometimes people ask me, should I have a return ticket even though I don't know if I get a visa? I do recommend to book a return ticket because that's the proof that you are intentionally planning to return to your country. So I say definitely have your return ticket. Because here is the deal, guys. If you have everything in order, if you have all the documents that you need for, we're talking about B visa today, so in order to apply for B visa, you will be approved. Very important thing, and I mentioned it in my previous videos. If you guys know me, if you're watching my videos, you already know I talk about how important it is to have a strong ties to your home country. So what does it mean? You have to document well that you have ties to your country and you are planning to come back. For example, you have a family back home, you have a job where you need to return, or maybe you run your own business and your business needs you, so you have to come back. These are examples. Another might be that maybe you own property that you need to manage. So you know what I mean. So you have to document that you have strong ties, because this is number one reason why you are receiving rejections. And some people already applied multiple times and they're still being rejected. And the number one reason is they don't have strong ties. So if, for example, you plan to go to the US, do not quit your job before you go to the US and you want to apply for B visa. Why? Because it looks like you might want to at some point stay there and work there. Also, another very important thing, and this is part of the checklist that you should have with you, is to show a proof that you have sufficient funds in your bank account. Okay? So, for example, if you go there for the conference, you're planning to stay there for, let's say, a month. Make sure to research how much it's going to cost me if I stay, let's say you go to California, LA. How much is it going to cost you 1 month in LA? Where are you going to stay? Let's say you go to Airbnb place. It's going to cost you, what kind of documents do we need to attend a conference? I will answer your question as soon as I finish this sentence. So if you go to Airbnb, make sure to check how much it's going to cost you and then count how much you're going to need for a month. So it's usually between $2,000 to $5,000, at least the minimum. Then you have to count also food, transportation, and you have to be realistic, because if you don't have this money, let's say you're applying for B visa for 1 month and you don't have this money, then don't be surprised that you will not be approved, because it's kind of suspicious. Like, how are you going to pay for your trip if you don't have the money? You know what I mean? And then what's going to happen? You are refused. So what do you need if you go for a conference? Again, as I mentioned already, invitation. You usually show a ticket that you purchased this conference. So, hi Bea, thank you. So you usually show that you purchased this, you have this ticket for this conference, and you are going to this particular, and you purchased the conference. So this is the proof. Also, another proof is that you have a hotel reservation. So if you don't have a hotel or Airbnb reservation, then where are you gonna stay? You know what I mean? I'm going for a college conference and I'm now studying MBA, Urban Desi Production. Hi, cool. Okay, so if you go for a college conference in the US, are you studying MBA in the US or are you studying MBA in your home country? And by the way, what is your home country? Where are you from? So if you are studying MBA, that is a proof that you have ties to your home country, right? So that means that you should come back because you want to continue your studies. So it totally makes sense that you are going there and you for just the conference and you're coming back. So in your case, I would just have the proof that you pay for the conference, and then make sure to reserve either Airbnb place or hotel, and also the return ticket. These 3 things should be enough. I would also, just in case, bring with me a bank statement, documenting and showing the proof that you have enough money to support yourself, or if someone else is supporting you, then make sure to include the invitation letter and saying that this person is supporting you and is paying for the trip. But if you go for a conference, I'm assuming you are paying for yourself. Okay? So another thing is, like, when you go for the interview, I recommend you never lie. This is important because sometimes people been in the US already and they lie. This small lie can create a big issue in the future. So make sure that you never ever lie. Be honest. If they ask for additional evidence, if they ask for maybe more proof or support that where you're going, how long you're gonna stay, just supply that, but never ever lie. Don't make up your stories, because you never know what they already know about you, especially if you already been to the US in the past. Okay. Now, when you go there, also always bring the confirmation page, bring the picture. It's white background, 600 times 600 pixels, and just be calm. This is very important. Because when you go there and you are nervous and you answer the question in a very nervous manner, it appears like you don't trust yourself, or maybe you want to go there and do something illegal, right? So this is so important. Just stay calm and cool and don't worry, because if you have everything, if you are prepared well and you know that you are going there temporarily, you should not be nervous, right? So really just stay cool and positive. This is so important. All right, let's see. I have some notes here. So always follow how much funds I have to show if I'm applying for tourist visa with 3 persons. You mean like you applying and other 2 people are applying? Each of you guys need to show that you have enough money to support yourself, or if you're paying for all the other people, then these people need to show that they will be able to show and support themselves. So if it's 3 people for 1 month, 15,000, 5,000 per person. If you want to stay there 3 months, 15,000 per person. Now, based on my experience, we had client who had, I think she was applying for 4 months, and the visa wasn't approved because she needed to show that she had $30,000 on her account. So then she needed to like borrow the money, and then she showed that, okay, I have $30,000 now. She got approved then. So I know it's a crazy number, but when you go to area that is expensive, for example, California or New York, and you're planning to stay 4 or 5 months, definitely the number is realistic. $30,000 is pretty realistic. If you go there for 1 month, of course you don't need $30,000. Okay. So what are the questions, the actual questions? And I have 7 minutes to go, and then I have to wrap up and move to my Facebook channel, ImmigrationBiz, so you can totally follow me there if you like. I'm going to talk about the same topic, probably with different questions. So frequently asked questions during your interview are, they're going to ask you, have you ever been to the US before? How long and why? They're also going to ask you, what is the purpose of your trip? Who is paying for your trip? If you have invitation, you make sure to show that invitation. How long are you planning to stay? They're also going to ask you, where do you work? Who is financing this trip? If you work for yourself, what is the business like? What is the company? Bank statements from the company, and also tax returns. They can go really deep. And it really depends also where you're from, what country, because then the due diligence can be pretty crazy. Depends where you're coming from, and also depends what family ties you have. Also, they're gonna ask you if you're planning to take your family with you, or if you are leaving family back home. If you do have a family, they're also gonna ask you if you have family in the U.S. And if you do have a family in the US, like a cousin or uncle, don't lie. Always say the truth. Because some people who have family, they are afraid to say that they do have family, because then they will look at you from different angle. So again, never lie. Tell the truth. Now, when you are I talk about a lot about investor E2 visa. So these are special visa for investors. When you are applying as an investor, they will always ask you, what is the source of your funds? So make sure to be able to answer that well. Usually the documentation is pretty substantial, and the file is thick like this. So I always advise people to read the file before they go for the interview, and they know every little detail, because they're gonna ask. Usually, when you apply for E2, they already have your file. They study the file. They are familiar with your file. When you're applying only for B visa, it's a simple visa. So in that case, they don't study there is no file. You bring the file with you. So make sure that if you apply for E2, you study the file, and you know every little detail, especially also what is inside of your business plan. Sometimes I have clients, I prepare it for them and they don't know, or they forgot. Especially during the time when we apply, it takes about 2 months, the processing time. Sometimes it's a month while the US Embassy is studying the file, and you might forget the details. Therefore, you have to remind yourself. So study the file again, go through every single document, and then you are well prepared, and then you're going to be okay. They also going to ask you, especially with E2 visa, when are you planning to return, and also if you plan to return. Because with E2 visa, this is sort of paradox. It's non-immigrant visa type that allows you to manage your business, live in the US. You're almost like a resident, but you're not. But on the other hand, these are non-immigrant visa, so you should not have intention to stay there forever, right? So it's a little bit paradoxical. Like, you going there, you're investing somewhere between 50 to 150,000, and I get the college letter. Sorry, I missed the question. Can you ask again? So like you investing into your own business, but then you invest in the business and you should say that you plan to return home. It's kind of weird, but that's the truth. Because if you say that you plan to stay there forever, then tough luck. That's the intention to immigrate, and you should be applying for a different visa type. Okay, guys, I'm gonna wrap up. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know what do you think. If you have any comments, questions, leave them below the video. I'm gonna answer them for you. Also, let me know if you like this live Q&A, and I'm gonna be doing more of these live Q&As. Also, go ahead and check out my Facebook channel, ImmigrationBiz page. And for those who want to have the list of questions, frequently asked questions that you should expect to be asked at the interview, if you want, I prepare free cheat sheet that you can actually download, and I'm gonna post the link below this video where you can download the cheat sheet. Okay, so thank you so much again for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next live Q&A. Have a wonderful day.